the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour.
Supported by Albertsons.
And brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. Tastes like Miller time. Tom Thumb and Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Luke Casey, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. Alltech Lansing. Just listen with Alltech Lansing, perfecting sound since 1927. And by Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Victory Monday!
Now, your hosts, Nicole, Hutchison, and Brad Sham.
Welcome, everybody, to a very chilly Victory Monday! It doesn't matter how many days it's been since the game. It's Monday, and they won, and it's Victory Monday.
Let's go.
And we are at our regular stomping grounds on Monday nights, and it'll be Monday nights for the last month plus of this season, and that is Sidecar Social in the Star District. And the people who have come here to get out of the cold and celebrate Victory Monday, we especially appreciate you, and you're in for a treat because you're going to get up close and personal with one of my very favorites on this team, Brevyn Spann-Ford. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate you. We always want to say thank you to those of you listening wherever you might be on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, and to all of you who are streaming whenever and wherever on DallasCowboys.com. I'm looking at these cameras. Don't those two look awfully close together, closer than usual? Why are you laughing at me? Why are you mocking at me?
They do look close together.
Don't they?
I think they're getting the crowd shot, though. You know? Guys, wave.
But they're never this close to you. Yeah, well, that's the middle one. But that's like Brevyn's camera.
Yeah.
And it's never that close to the crowd shot, and then we're way the hell over here, which that I understand. Anyway, thanks for being here. It's Victory Monday. It's a coachable group. I like this group.
It is.
And yet it's also Thursday. So, Brevyn, have you known what day it is since Thanksgiving Day, or are you guys so regulated and led around on a collective leash that it doesn't really matter?
It's actually kind of funny because when you said it's Thursday, I had no clue it was Thursday today. Like, we've had a kind of weird couple of weeks in terms of schedule, but we still keep it. Today is kind of our Thursday. We called it takeaway because the defense had a takeaway this week. But
oh, they did. Okay, all right.
We have a little running thing. It's either no takeaways or takeaway Thursday.
Okay.
And they got us this week, so it was takeaway Thursday.
You mean they got you like in practice?
Yeah.
And would that happen yesterday?
Yeah.
What was the takeaway?
It was a tip pick.
Who tipped it?
I don't know who tipped. It might have been just a regular interception, but it was Marquise Bell.
Okay.
Bell
So does everybody understand why I'm saying it's Thursday? Because this week they're on a 7. Did I hear somebody say no? Thank you very much. They're on a 7-day schedule because they played Thursday, Thanksgiving, and the next game is on Thursday. So that's a 7-day schedule, and you can get. Brevyn's checking his watch to make sure I'm right, and that means that they can treat the week the way they treat every week. So Thursday was Sunday for them, and then every day advances. So yesterday was Wednesday, and today is Thursday. And I just checked, and I got the email with the time the airplane
now
leaves.
I'm super confused because I just said it was Thursday, but it's Monday.
But it's your Thursday.
But it's Thursday to me.
It is your Thursday.
It feels pretty Thursday.
That's my point. Thank you very much. And Nicole doesn't care.
No,
Do you?
no. I'm here Mondays. I'm on my regular schedule,
Right.
but I do get kind of confused sometimes because I have to remind myself that we're on like their schedule. So it
Right.
does get
So
confusing.
yesterday was Sunday to you. You
Yeah.
didn't have any shows to come in and do, no podcasts yesterday.
No.
Right. But it was Wednesday practice schedule,
Yep.
was it not?
Yep.
And the media schedule was Wednesday. So I'm having a tougher time this week than I did last week, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I will get over it. But it does bring up the question of routine because your team's schedule. I've been doing this a long time. I might have been doing this longer than the two of you are old put together, come to think of it. Not quite. But I've never seen so many unusual times, off days, prime times, within a short and we got one more, because we're going to have Christmas, which we'll get to later. But so how difficult is that when you played on Sunday and played on Monday on the road? So there's a short week leading into Sunday, and then turn around on Thursday, and now you got to convince yourself that the day that it is not the day that. How do you do that?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of easy when you're just you're kind of operating with your group and our team. Our coaches do a great job of having things scheduled out for us, and they make it seamless throughout the week. When it's a Wednesday practice, it's a Wednesday practice. We keep everything the same, so it kind of makes it easier when we have things like Takeaway Thursday. So when you get on the field, all right, this is where we're at in the week. This is what we're working on today, and let's do it. Let's attack it and get ready for whoever we have upcoming that week.
And this weekend now you'll get what they call the mini bye. You'll actually get days off, and that'll be very helpful. So as you may recall, against the hated Philadelphia Eagles, Brevyn got in the end zone for the first time in his NFL career. And can we have a big round of applause for Brevyn's first touchdown? And I know your teammates were razzing you because I was talking to Brevyn in his locker space, and Jadeveon Clowney was right over his shoulder yelling, "Oh, he's all excited about his first little touchdown." Isn't that great? So they're giving it to you pretty good, but that was a big feeling, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a cool moment, and even I just got the ball today. And I had Dak sign it, so it was just kind of a cool moment, full circle moment. Got to celebrate that, and it was very short-lived because we had to play in 4 days. So
it's funny because I remember when obviously you look at the touchdown run, you fumbled out of your break, and we joked about it in locker room. What Dak told you? Because he told us that he was just praying like, man, Brevyn, please don't fall. Please don't fall.
Yeah, that was the first thing he told me. He was like, I was waiting for you. And I could kind of in my peripheral, I could kind of see him as I'm like stumbling. I can see him like, get up. So luckily I was able to keep my footing, and luckily Dak got the ball off before because he had like I think two guys after him close to the sideline. So
what's that trust been like between you building that with Dak?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think going through a full off season was really helpful. Just being able to kind of begin to understand how he sees the game. Because obviously he's a processor and a leader, so it's good to learn from him, but it's also good to just see how he sees things.
Well, describe that. How does Dak see the game in your eyes?
Well, like, even when you talk to him, you can tell he's processing. Like, that's the cool thing about, when you meet quarterbacks. They're super processors, and, they're thinking super quick. They're quick-witted. Even if you're joking around with them, like, they're super quick-witted, know exactly what to say. But on the field, in terms of, scheme and things like that, Dak he's in full control of the field. He's able to, make his adjustments. And so, especially being a tight end, you got to be able to communicate with, route things with the receivers and then blocking schemes with the O-line. So just kind of being a mini quarterback of the offense, really. Just kind of working behind him and being able to identify things is super important in our offense.
Have you ever met Jason Witten?
No, I haven't.
We'll have to set that up because Witt liked to talk about what you just said about what the tight ends had to do, and he always liked to say it's the second hardest position after quarterback because we got to know everything. We got to know everything's going on in the offense because we might have to block and we might have to receive the ball. And but I want to go back to the touchdown for a minute because we talked about this briefly yesterday, but you said Dak was waiting for you to like straighten up and have your feet. But when you did you start to stumble before you realized how open you were, or did you realize you were wide open and then stumbled, and then how did you not have thoughts like, do not fall down?
Well, it was really more of like we ran the play against Denver, and I kind of got hemmed up on it. So I was like as we called the play, I was like, I know that going into the game plan, this is probably one of my opportunities to catch a touchdown. So knowing that I've already ran the play, I was like, I can't get held by this safety. And I might have been a little too aggressive on my release, and he fell over.
I might stop there for a minute because I want people to understand exactly what that means. When you say you were too aggressive on your release, what does that mean?
instead of, using my hands, hand fighting against him, I kind of went into him. And that caused me to kind of lose balance. We both kind of stumbled. He fell, and I was able to keep my footing. But I was definitely thinking, just stay up. I didn't know if I was open, if I was going to get the ball, but I just knew I needed to be up in case Dak needed to kind of throw it to the back of the end zone.
So the receiving part of your game, so many places I want to go, and we fortunately have an hour, so we're going to get to them. But the receiving part of your game was not, correctly or incorrectly, it was not recognized as your strength coming out of school. And you and I talked about this in training camp. You worked so hard in the off season. You could see it in OTAs. You could see it in mini camps. And you could see that your route running was smoother, and you seemed more comfortable with your hands. How much of that is correct, that you just felt better as a receiver, and how did you do that from season 1 to season 2?
Yeah, I would say during the offseason I worked with Ronnie Braxton over in Allen. And, me, Ryan Flournoy, and Kelvin Harmon, another receiver who was with the Cowboys, we worked out with him all summer, and it was amazing for me. Everything we did was oriented towards catching the football, things that we do in game. So working with him definitely raised my level of trust within my receiving game, being able to just be fluid in my route running. So definitely a big shout out to him. And then obviously just understanding the offense better. When you know the offense, you're able to play more free, play faster. So I think that's definitely what helped me make the kind of jump that I did from year 1 to year 2.
What was the mascot of St. Cloud Tech?
St. Cloud Tech Tigers.
The Tigers. All right, what we're gonna do. We're gonna get Brevyn from St. Cloud Tech to the Dallas Cowboys when we come back, and all the other steps in between. And Nicole just reached for her little script, which means she knows what I'm going to say next, which is Nicole.
Absolutely.
Who's bringing us this fine show today?
Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Tom Thumb and Albertsons. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Tom Thumb and Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
I have some friends actually who listen, and they knew that almost by heart. And there was a game that was like, maybe it was, whatever it wasn't, maybe it was the Monday night game.
Yeah.
So they went to the store wearing their jersey, and it wasn't game day. So they didn't want to give them the discount, so they went home and changed shirts and came back to the store. We are on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour with our special guest, Brevyn Spann-Ford. The Cowboys do everything tight end, and we'll be right back to Sidecar Social.
to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back. We're at Sidecar Social in the Star District. Brad Sham and Nicole Hutchison, and our very special guest, Cowboys tight end Brevyn Spann-Ford. And in the last two, now people who listen to our broadcast know that I'm a big Brevyn fan because I'm talking about you all the time. Because I'm waiting for you to break out, which is not up to you, right? You just do what you're asked to do, which maybe we should just start there for a moment, because let's talk about your blocking. I mean, you block as well as a starting offensive lineman. That was your forte at the University of Minnesota, correct?
Yeah, eventually, I would say.
But not to begin with.
Not to begin with.
Let's get us to where you're a good blocker.
Yeah, so I played high school wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. So
now, what are you, 6'7"?
Yeah.
What were you in high school?
High school, I was probably like 6'4", 6'5", but I was barely 200 pounds.
Oof.
I was
Okay.
very skinny.
Okay.
So eventually grew into my frame, but I got recruited as a receiver and a tight end. And my dad's a pretty large human being, so I kind of saw myself being a tight end, eventually growing a little bit. So I really kind of approached the schools that wanted me as a tight end, and Minnesota was my dream school. So once they offered me, I committed on the spot. But going into it, Minnesota isn't very, it wasn't very like a pass catcher's position at Minnesota, the tight end role. Definitely more of an inline blocker, extra offensive lineman role. So kind of being able to work with the guys who had already been there. Keeft, he's a guy with the Buccaneers. He's a tight end with the Buccaneers. Kind of learning from him and playing behind him really taught me how to, my savvy in the run game and being able to kind of move people off the football. And it's definitely something I had to develop over time. It probably took me about 2 or 3 years at school to really develop into somewhat of a good blocker.
And when you look at the film, you can see you have a lot of fun blocking.
Yeah.
What makes it so fun for you?
It's just the competitiveness. It's just you versus the guy in front of you. It's just a great feeling of, springing a big run and, my running back's in the end zone because of something I did or a block that I had. So just kind of having pride in that. And, you always want to block for running backs who run hard. I have a tremendous amount of respect for our running back room. They're all guys that, they're good people and they all run hard. So it's easy to block for those guys.
Now, I don't want to get overly technical, but if you guys ever get a chance to watch replays, just a lot of replays, or the All-22 film, there are elements, it seems to me, especially, I don't know if it's been all year, but the way you particularly, but all of your tight ends and the fullback are being used remind me of elements of the 49ers running game, which they've done so well with Kittle and Juszczyk for the last several years. Is that by design, do you know?
Yeah, I would say, the NFL is a lot of, copy-paste around the league. We could see a play on Thursday that Detroit really uses well, and we could have it in by the next week. Like, that's just how it is. But I would definitely say it's a huge combination of our coaching staff within the offseason, kind of just trying different things, being able to kind of experiment with what schemes help benefit our personnel.
Do you think that your reputation as being a better blocker than a receiver was the reason you weren't drafted?
I don't know. I guess that's not really a question I can answer.
A
lot of people ask me why I wasn't drafted, and I just joke around and say character issues just because
it's so not
funny.
true. Yeah, because it's so not true.
But I mean,
you got an agent.
Yeah.
Agents tell their players. Did you ever say to the agent, what are they saying? What should I expect?
I had grades as high as 3rd round and then grades as low as undrafted. So going into draft weekend, I'm like, I guess we'll see. So just was with my family, prayed on it, and unfortunately I didn't hear my name called, but fortunately I was given an opportunity to come here, and it was really here in Minnesota that were the only 2 teams really interested in me. So
I don't like talking to players about their money because it's none of our business, but my understanding is that the Cowboys treated you as what's referred to as a premium free agent with the bonus they offered. They made it clear to you that signing you as a free agent was something that you weren't just another body being brought to camp. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
And how did you take that? What did that do for you?
I mean, obviously it helped. Regardless, I knew I had to go into a camp and fight to go make a team, regardless if I was picked or not. So I was just super grateful to not only just come to an organization, but one as prestigious as the Cowboys.
And you also came into a room that had a Jake Ferguson, who just came off of one of the best years of his career.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like coming into a room with Jake?
I mean, it's awesome because, I've followed Jake since his days at Wisconsin, going against him and even Scooney as well. Just seeing those guys' success and be able to be in a room with them and kind of have a part in their success too is awesome.
What have they done for your growth?
They've done tremendous things. From the day I stepped in here, they've always had a helping hand to me. Them and L-Dub have always just been there for me. On the good days, on the bad days, we're always there for each other. Even when they're, getting after me or we're getting after someone in the room. Yep. It's been awesome.
Tight ends on this team always talk about L-Dub. Not every fan knows that that's your position coach, Lunda Wells. He's one of the very best former offensive line coach. Was with the Giants for a while. And he's one of the very best tight end coaches. I think the team was really lucky in the coaching change-up to be able to keep him on the staff. What in particular has he done to help you learn and improve as a player?
I think the biggest thing with him is he takes so much pride in the individual. So when we're doing individual, working on our individual skill sets, he is amazing at having drills for every single thing. Everything we do in a game, he has a drill for it, and he's able to apply it. So when we go on the grass, it's like you're in the individual, literally. He does a great job of not only doing that, but also having a process for us throughout the week. He's on top of everything. We're always in the meeting room, always just trying to find ways to get better.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What does an individual workout or process look like for you that Lunda Wells puts together?
So it's really all of us. Every day when we start practice, we'll go out there and we're usually the first position group out there for practice every day. You'll see us doing the shoots, doing all the stuff. And then once we get to individual, when practice is going, you name it, whether we're working on route releases, working with the tackles, he's got something for everything. Like I wish y'all could see. L-Dub is like he's one of the best coaches I've ever been around.
Are any of his drills really weird?
I wouldn't say weird, but that's kind of the thing about him. He'll bounce ideas off of all of us and be like, how can we make this better? How can we make this better? I
ask if any of them are weird because the Cowboys had a tight end coach named Mike Pope. He's passed away, rest his soul, a few years ago, and he was an old school guy, and he'd been with the Giants also, been around the league, very smart, but he had you would go out there one day and they would all be blindfolded, or you'd go out there one day and the ball would be he would duck the ball in a bucket of water if it was maybe going to be a wet game. Yep. Or there would be like all kind of behind the back stuff, or you're laying down and he's going to throw it, you got to jump up and all kind of stuff like that. Does Lunda do anything like that?
We definitely do the wet ball drills.
Yeah.
If there's a 1% chance it's going to rain, we're doing wet ball drills the whole week. No, it's definitely some of the stuff's unorthodox, but that's how you adjust things. That's how you find out what works and what doesn't. If we might do a drill that's like, we'll throw it out. But if it's good and we can fix it and adapt it, then we'll keep it.
I'm saving special teams for a minute because I think it's a really important part of what you do, and your history with special teams is not particularly conventional. But first, I want to go back to something you said before we took our last break, which folks here don't hear all the time, which is I was offered by Minnesota, which was my dream school. We don't hear a lot that Minnesota was my dream school, but everybody didn't grow up in St. Cloud.
Yeah.
Right? So you're a native.
Yeah.
And that was it. You wanted to be a Gopher.
And I even being down here working out at SMU, I'm like, dang, like I went to SMU. It looks beautiful down here.
It is.
But
It
no,
is.
just growing up in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I mean, I just grew up watching the Gophers, and that's where I wanted to be.
And your mom wanted you to be there as well. Tell us that story about your mom going into the coach's office.
So,
by the way, this coach, the head coach, he actually coached, I think it was Western Michigan in the Cotton Bowl.
Yep.
And from that, he got the job at Minnesota.
Yep.
Okay, so now answer Nicole's question, please.
So I was going to a lot of camps. I went to, I think, 3 Minnesota camps to try and get an offer. And the third one, my mom was like she was pretty upset, but we were in a
that
meeting
you hadn't been offered.
that I hadn't been offered yet.
Yeah.
Because I was the #1 player in Minnesota. But we're in a meeting. We're in a sit down with Coach Fleck, and my mom pretty much starts the meeting off, like comes out of nowhere. Like,
Were you in the meeting?
Yeah, I'm sitting right next to her, and I have no clue she's about to say this, but she like literally just goes at him and is like, what does my son need to do? Like, what does my son need to do to
Wait,
get
I'm
off?
sorry.
What was your reaction?
You're how old?
I am I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm probably like 15.
So I just want every guy especially to imagine 15-year-old you being in a meeting with the coach of the school you want to go play for, and here comes your mother. Which, by the way, my mother, may she rest in peace, would have done that. She had that kind of personality.
Yeah, my mom would do it again. 100
Yeah,
times over.
and she, by golly, you better tell me why my boy hasn't been offered yet.
And he was literally like, yeah, you're right. You have some points. Like, but then the conversation continued, and basically she just, he was already going to offer me that day, but
that's what he said.
That's what he says. But I still give him grief about it when I come back.
Do you think Mom wore him down?
Definitely a little bit. She got after him pretty good.
What was her selling point?
She just said, my son is willing to do whatever it takes to be on part of this football team.
Okay, and you obviously did.
Now, here's my next question before our break. You might not be ready to answer it right away.
Okay.
See how she looks at me when I do that?
I'm scared.
She does not trust
You're
me.
making me
All
nervous.
these years of doing these shows.
Oh, God.
If it is your choice and fortune to someday be a mother, could you see yourself
Hell yeah.
There we go. And that's why women should have all the important jobs. It's very simple. It's the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour. We are at Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco with Brevyn Spann-Ford, the Cowboys tight end, and we are brought to you by
Lucchese. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at Lucchese's 6 DFW locations or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
We'll be right back.
to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back. It's Victory Monday on the Cowboys Hour. And we are at Sidecar Social in the Star District with Cowboys tight end Brevyn Spann-Ford. I'm Brad Sham with Nicole Hutchison, who has just walked into her future son's coach's office and said, "You better tell me why my boy's not on that team," which turned out to be a genius move, Brevyn, by your mother. And so you laugh with the coach about that. Now, did you laugh all the time you were at Minnesota?
Yeah, pretty much. But it was, I don't know. There's different versions of the story, but yeah, I always give him a hard time about it.
When I said in the last segment, Brevyn's one of my favorite players, I started to talk about how my high estimation for him went, I'm not sure, either up or down in the last couple days, because there's a few minutes of practice that's open to the likes of us. And so we look out, and it was cold yesterday, and it was colder today. Poor C.D. Lamb, I thought he was going to snap in half. He could not take it. He had bundles, and only his eyes were showing practically. It was tough. And so I'm looking around, and Brevyn wasn't the only one, but there were a few, but not many. And so you're out there in a T-shirt and shorts. And you wore that and you did that again today.
Yeah.
Son, it's cold out there. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, but you guys don't understand. Here's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from 40 degrees is a very mild winter day in Minnesota. 40 degrees is what we have in like the end of September. So by this time, like in Minnesota right now, it's a snowstorm up there. So that's definitely what I'm used to. And then in college, we had a kind of a no sleeves rule in our tight end room. So you can't really wear sleeves. And I've kind of just adapted to that. I don't like wearing sleeves, and I don't like wearing pants. I don't really like leggings or anything like that.
Well, thank you for wearing pants this evening. I think it's appropriate. But, well, you know, Bud Grant, when he was the coach of the Vikings, before they had domes, he wouldn't let his players wear long sleeves. He thought it intimidated the other team.
It does. And I would say there was a couple games in college where it was cold, and I won't name any teams that we played, but...
Why? Name them. Well, you're not going to play them anymore.
There are a couple teams, like, when you get, like, teams like, let's say, in the Big Ten, or let's say, like, Maryland, there's not a lot of guys that have played in cold weather games. So when they come to Minnesota in the, late parts of the season, you can tell just in the warm-up, like they're really cold. Like, they do not want to play. And, no, it's definitely something that Northerners say it's an advantage, but I think down south, Southerners, they use the heat as an advantage. So
what's the coldest that you played in?
I think it was like 2023. We played Iowa at home, and it was one of the coldest games in our stadium's history. I think it was like -4 with like a 20, with like a 15, 20 mile an hour wind. We're going to take a minute
while Nicole tries to catch her breath.
Oh, negative whatever degrees you just said?
Yeah, wind chill.
That's insane.
-20, I think it was, 15 or 20.
So, and what did we were talking about this when Brevyn came off the practice field today, and you said the quote-unquote heat, that's what gets you, the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm a big-time sweater. Like, I'm sweating up here right now. Like, I sweat getting out the bed. Like, I'm just like an easy sweater, so... My first OTAs here, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, it's really hot here. Like, I'm just not used to it. But I definitely, my first time going back to Minnesota in the cold, I felt like a little pansy kind of, because I kind of lost that body temperament.
You got acclimatized.
Yeah. So
do you check the weather of the city you're going to on a road game? Or do you rely on
if we're playing outside, I will.
You will?
Yeah.
So do you know what the weather is in Detroit this week?
Probably a little colder than this.
Yeah, like
probably like 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's the high is going to be in the 20s with wind and snow and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But I mean, I'm not super worried about the weather because we're playing indoors. So.
Wait, so how long did it take you to get adjusted to the heat out here in Texas?
I'm not adjusted.
You're still not adjusted. No. All right, that's great.
Will you wear a coat?
To Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even know. I don't have any coat. I don't think I have a coat here. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't have a winter coat here. I have him back in Minnesota.
I mean, the guys in the equipment room will have a coat.
They'll definitely
if
have a
you
coat
want
for
coat,
me.
Yeah.
But no,
I mean, I'm
I have
just
a
wondering
couple
because-
like light fall jackets. I'll probably just bring one of those.
Because the only time necessarily that you would be exposed to the elements would be getting off the plane, walking to the bus,
Exactly.
and getting out of the bus, depending on where it parks at Ford Field. I don't remember, and then getting back on. That's the only time you'll be outside.
Yeah, and I don't have any plans of like going out to dinner or anything like that. So I'll be in the hotel.
20-degree weather. You're gonna come out with just
I'm
a
gonna
light jacket?
You talk to him for a minute. I'm gonna call up the Detroit weather here.
No problems. What are you looking forward to this Detroit game, man?
Man, they have a really physical defense, and they kicked our butt last year. So
Yep.
it's definitely, we got something there.
Yeah.
So definitely just looking forward to the matchup, looking forward to just playing hard, giving our best, and continuing this run that we're on.
What's the vibes that are kind of in that locker room right now? Because you guys have just rattled out, obviously, 3 straight wins against, 2 of those wins, 2 Super Bowl caliber teams. Talk about, like, what's the vibes, what's the confidence level heading into another tough stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been great vibes. Obviously, you got a whole lot of perspective with what this team's gone throughout the year. Just continuing to build on what we have every week. I mean, we're just attacking our process every week, keeping things, the best. I feel like the best teams I've been around, it's never like a too high, too low. It's just a even keeled, just being able to come in and handle business every day.
Could you imagine? Oh, go ahead. Oh, first 9 weeks of the season. First 9 weeks of the season. My math's okay. Tough stretch for you guys, trying to figure some things out, but now turning things around. When you look back at that time of the season, could you imagine kind of being in this position right now, turning things around like you guys are?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, everyone had a kind of a positive outlook on the situation. It wasn't like we lost a couple games, like, the season's done. It was always like we lost a couple games, and it's like the season's just starting.
Yeah.
Like, let's not lose our heads. Let's not lose our cool. Let's just keep working. Let's figure out what our process needs to be. And I think everyone's done an excellent job of that.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that in a moment. But when we land in Detroit Wednesday evening, the temperature will be 31. It will be snowing with a 13-mile-an-hour wind, gusting to 24, which will make the feel-like temperature 21 degrees. Well, and now those of you who are here, watch Nicole very carefully because she will not even open her eyes to allow the thought to penetrate her mind. And then on Thursday during the day, Thursday in the afternoon, it's going to get cold. After that, it's going to get cold. Thursday, like if Brevyn wanted to go out for lunch at noon in Detroit on Thursday. It's going to be 22 degrees, and with the 10-mile-an-hour wind, it's going to feel like 11.
I love that for y'all.
Yeah.
I hope y'all
And
enjoy that out
look
there.
at you, and you are just so, yes, please.
Let's do it.
May I have another? So why, or maybe you did, hockey?
I actually played hockey for one practice. One
happened?
practice
At the age of,
at the age of, I think I was probably like 7 or 8.
and what happened?
And my skates hurt my feet. I told my mom, like, I can't do this. Like, my skates hurt my feet
I mean,
so bad.
did you have the right size?
I think I had the right size, but also hockey's a super expensive sport. So I think my mom was more like, all right, that's fine. Let's play basketball.
Basketball as well. You had some success in high school. Talk about that. Did you ever have a chance or time where you missed it a little bit?
I wouldn't say I had a time that I missed it, but I really did enjoy basketball growing up. My first college offer was in basketball to North Dakota State. So
You love the weather there.
Yeah, I always talk to Hunter Lepke about it. But no, my mother's from North Dakota, so I had strong North Dakota ties. Wanted to possibly go to NDSU, but yeah, they were my first offer in basketball, and I had a really good connection with their coach. He was a good dude, Coach Richmond. So yeah.
Why did you not pursue basketball?
It was just something I wanted to pursue, something that I felt like I could do every single day. Football, I feel like I just have always had that passion for, like, I'm obsessed with the game and wanted to become better at it. And basketball, it was more of just kind of a hobby.
And the physicality of the game, which is one of your strong points, is that one of the things that appeals to you?
I mean, yes and no, because I can't say I was a very physical player until my later years of high school. I was always big. I was always pretty big, but I would definitely say throughout my journey, I've definitely grown to enjoy the physicality of it.
Go ahead.
No, we got to just take our last break, and then we'll take some questions from the audience, and I want to hear Brevyn talk about special teams, because if you don't pay attention to what he's doing in the kicking game, then you're missing something if you really love football. Brevyn Spann-Ford is our guest on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour. We are at Sidecar Social in the Star District, and we'll be right back.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
Welcome back to Sidecar Social in the Star District. I'm Brad Sham with Nicole Hutchison and our special guest, Cowboys tight end Brevyn Spann-Ford. We have no right to know this, but fans are curious. Your last name is hyphenated to honor each of your parents. Is that correct?
Correct.
And your brother did the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so go ahead. Tell us the story if you'd like to. We'd like to hear it.
My parents separated after I was born, and they didn't want to decide on one name, so made it into both, and it sounded good, so they kept it as that.
And your dad was an athlete.
Yep, my dad played college basketball at St. Cloud State University.
Okay. Special teams. You told me the other day you did not play much special teams at Minnesota. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, little to none. Really only just field goal wing.
And what do you do on special teams now?
I'm on kickoff, I'm on kick return, and punt.
And Did you do all of those last year?
No, I repped all those last year. I was like a backup on some. I think I got to a couple reps of punt throughout the season, and then I really was primarily on kickoff return last year.
So I think I have this right. You tied for the team lead in special teams tackles last week, and you're fairly high up on the season rankings, are you not?
Yeah.
That's not what you were raised to do.
Yeah, and no, it's kind of been something that's been found this year, really. We had a coordinator last year, Coach Bones, who left, but Coach Sorensen now, they both have been super helpful in my development in special teams. Just being open with me and being able to always go to their office and ask questions and learn the game, because I learned the game in college, but I just wasn't really used as a special teamser.
What do you like?
I love kickoff.
Because?
It's just run and hit. Just run and avoid and hit. It's kind of my game right now on offense too, so just continue to just play hard and get to the football.
When did you feel comfortable in playing special teams? Because obviously that's the way you get on the field with your position. So when did you actually start feeling comfortable playing special teams?
I think it's still just kind of a process that I'm still going through. This is my first true year of playing all these special teams units, so just continuing to learn the nuances. We have a lot of guys who are really good with that stuff. Guys like CJ, guys like Bell, they're great special teams guys, and they're a lot of help. Being able to bounce ideas and stuff off of CJ has been amazing for me this year. And it's always banter in the special teams meetings too, so it's a lot of fun. Elijah
Clark's play was on a kickoff, right? Or was that a punt?
It was on punt.
It was on a punt. So are you you're on the punt coverage team, and how close to him are you? At least when the.
So he's a gunner, so he's outside, and I'm a guard. So his play, I dove at the returner's legs like right before he hit him. So I didn't make the tackle, but I just heard him hit the guy and turned and the ball was out. I was like, I don't even know what just happened. But no, that was an insane play.
So what I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Oh, how many times did they replay that in the special teams meeting that following week?
We played it a couple times because it's like that's a epitome of a football play. It's epitome of football. In one play, that is football. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to have some type of adversity. All that matters is how you finish.
When you go ask Nick or C.J. Goodwin, who was here with us earlier this year, another one of my favorites, so smart, understands the game, captain. What things do you ask them to try to learn more and get better?
Yeah, definitely. If it's not about just like things he's learned throughout his career, it's definitely about scheme. It's really just a communication, no different than you're working with the offense. Just, hey, CJ, if I go here on this play, just play off of me, blah, 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 things like that. Just being able to have that open communication, and Coach Sorensen giving us the freedom to do that. That's what's been helping us on special teams a lot this year.
Did it surprise you that there was as much technical scheme stuff on special teams as there is? A lot of people think everybody just lines up and run down and catch the guy.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Our coordinator in college was pretty scheme oriented as well. I would say he's arguably more scheme oriented than what we're doing in the league, because we had a lot of stuff on our plate in college. But great coordinator, love him to death, and Sorensen and Bones have done a great job too of kind of instilling the technique aspect of things. They're both great with the techniques and hammering the details of special teams.
All right, we have a question from the audience.
Well, I'm hoping Brad will give me two opportunities since I'm the only one up here. My first question is that you mentioned in the first segment that Dak signed your football. Had it occurred to you that maybe you would have every player that was on that field during your touchdown sign it as well?
That would be cool. Honestly, because I thought about, just getting maybe the O-line or something like that. And I was really going to get Javonte too, because he had a really big block on the play. So maybe I will. Maybe I should do that. I like that idea.
Why did Joe Milton want to sign it?
No, Joe wrote on it for me.
Oh, he
I
did?
have really bad penmanship. And I was like, does anyone got good handwriting? And then Joe was like, I got good handwriting. And I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I trust you. And then he had to write the little first career touchdown.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he made his contribution.
So shout out Joe. Yeah,
absolutely.
We love Joe.
My second question is, now, for me, I need to be clarified on the symbol that every player, when they make a first down, they have their ways of designating Z, CD, Des. Now, George Pickens, what is this?
That's just George being George. He's been a tremendous talent on the field, but I mean, even what he's done on the field, he's been double that as a teammate since he's joined this team.
Oh, say more.
He's he's been a blessing to our locker room. Brings the energy every day. Works his tail off. Fun to be around. Is friendly with every single person in the building. So, I love GP. Everyone on our team loves GP. And that little celebration that just comes to him.
Little peekaboo.
It's all natural.
It gives you can't see me.
Nothing,
like you can't see me coming.
Nothing he does is staged. Everything is natural.
Is that like the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing a couple years ago?
Like
yeah,
a little bit. I guess.
Bit of that?
I guess that's maybe his version. A little bit. I don't know.
Are you impressed that I knew about them?
That was
proud
a good
of you,
pull.
man.
Yeah,
that was
I'm
good. Right?
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
My guy.
Okay. Let's pick up on what you and Nicole were talking about a few minutes ago when I was looking up the weather. You're playing like a different team. And I think the biggest part of it is that you've got literally half a new defense. It's 6 players come in for the Las Vegas game. I don't want to discount the extent to which Marshawn Nealand is still very much in your heads and hearts and carrying you. But you're playing like a different team. So this, I understand you told us before nobody panicked or worried when you lost some games early, but this doesn't feel like the same team, does it?
No, yeah, definitely, and it's truly it's not. And you talking about Marshawn is kind of the main reason that we're not. And that can be used as a positive thing. Using that platform to continue to support his family and be there for one another and understand that Marshawn impacted all of us. Being able to step in that building every single day, it makes you understand that you can't take it for granted because you just never know. You got to just stay the course and keep being there for one another. That's what Shadi's been telling us from day one. Just be there and love your teammates.
How much have you enjoyed just the brotherhood that you guys have formed? I mean, obviously you guys were close before, but losing a brother kind of makes that bond a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
So how much have you just kind of enjoyed that a little bit?
It's been great, just being able to open up to one another. The level of interaction within the building has completely changed, and that's something that obviously you don't want the circumstance to.
The level of interaction in the building has completely changed.
Yeah.
What do you mean by in the building?
So let's say I walk past Nicole at the trading table, and I'm just like, "Hey, what's up, Nicole?" It's more like, "Hey, like, what's up, Nicole? Like, how are you doing?"
Yep.
What
But
have
now
been
you
doing?
really want an answer. You really want to know.
It's just a different level of
because before he didn't
intention.
really care about you, but now he does.
It's a different level of intention.
I do.
Some mornings you wake up and you're like, "Hey, like, what's up, guys?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on
You
with
take
my
it for
day.
granted sometimes.
Respectfully, I'm gonna get on with my day. But understanding like that person has a whole things going on in their life, things going on with their family, things like that, and whether it's positive or negative, you got to be able to be there for one another. Because if we want to do things that we want to go win a championship, we want to go do all these special things. We have to be a special group, truly. So
we got like 30 seconds left. Every fan is now paying attention to the playoff race, and they weren't all the way through, right up till Las Vegas. I swear to God, anybody says that's different, they're lying. What about you guys? Shadi said, "I don't care. I just want to win Thursday."
yeah, that's really all we're worried about. You can't win the playoffs until you win that next game. So just worried about the next one.
All right. Happy Monday, Thursday. Thank you for being here. Brevyn Spann-Ford, everybody.
Appreciate you guys.
Victory Monday. Thanks to everyone. And Nicole and I will be back here on Real Monday next week on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour.
Get ready to